Meaning all along, there are some gaps maybe the husband was feeling, or he had to work extra. He was doing maybe some things extra so that he can provide to his family. And he was wishing if he could have another source of income, but the wife didn't know. So that was it about that article. So me, I was also, now on this other side, I also wanted to look and understand in times of maybe death, in times of pain, in terms of love. When you're in love, what are these things that we think men are so strong about, and clearly they are not. One of the things I learned is that men, even in relationships, they do hurt. But most of the time, they pretend to be strong. And is it pretense? I don't want to really call it pretense, but they start like they are not feeling the pain. Ladies, I've come to tell you, these guys, these Jedi, these other Jedi, they also do hurt. There's something specifically on love issues that I received also from a person. And I thought this is also interesting. So I also decided to combine. Because there's a friend of mine, a brother of mine, but I know he don't want me to call him brother, because actually what he told me is, of course he's a brother in Christ. Let me just see it and read it out. Okay, so he sent me a message. He saw something na this was his comment. Anauliza sasa huyu ameamua brother zone, and I'm like what is that brother zone? And then akasema kijana tu ameamua asubuhi acheze kama yeye, alafu ashakuwa brother zone. This is a person who had received a gift from a man, and she was appreciating the man, and the man had delivered the gift very early in the morning. Of course, if a man does that, he was thinking about you probably, okay, let me not say the whole night, but by the time he went, bought a gift, wrapped it up, and made sure that you get it in the morning, early in the morning, before you do anything else. The first thing she received was this gift from this man. And so this lady was appreciating the man and said, thank you so much, my brother. Now, I don't know whether it is the one who is writing to me who is overthinking that maybe the lady ought not to have called the man the brother, because we didn't get the reaction of the man, so we don't know whether clearly he's brother. But according to my person who texted me, he feels this is not a brother. But I think I also tend to think so, because I think lakini my brothers are loving. So acha tuachane na brother zangu, tuongelele ma brother zenu, my viewers. Like your brother would buy you a gift, wrap it, and then think that early in the morning, na hakuna anything special. It's not on Valentine, it's not on birthday, it is not on, like, it's not on Sister's Day, Mother's Day. Just so I'm also tempted to think maybe it's not really brother wa kuzaliwa, maybe it's brother wa church, na brother wa church anaweza fanya kitu kama hiyo. So I found it interesting. Nikamuuliza, don't you think it could be a real brother? Akasema, actually it could be, but then akasema it's just the level of brother zoning that is on the rampage that is disturbing some of us. So nikacheka kidogo, and then he says, sijui shida ni nini. Then I asked him, should I host you for that? Come tell us what you guys are going through. You might change lives. Then he says, mimi sijabrozoniwa, lakini niko na marafiki wengi wamebrozoniwa. Alafu ni ile we need kale ka emojis ka hey. So akona mabeshte wamekuwa brother zoned, and then anataka kujijaza hapo, ananionyesha kwa nini yeye haezi brother zoniwa, yeye anajua kucheza kama yeye. So let me see. Then he tells me, you just ask around hiyo swali, naulize boys wa church. Kwanza he specified, naulize boys wa church, then pick up the conversation. Utarealize kuna thread kali sana. So of course I just said poleni, continue making our sisters happy. That was my comment. But for him, he tells me, wacha nikanunue mgoda na hiyo. Now you know from which region he is from. Wacha nikanunue mgoda na hiyo pesa. Todo, earth is not my home. That is what he's saying. So he's saying, brothers, mko na shida because you have been brother zoned. Like, unajitolea, I don't know, I wouldn't say specifically it is happening in church, although church ndio kuna this brother. I don't know huku nje. I need to talk to watu wa huku nje waniambie huku nje mnaitananga nini, because the reason I would be close to a man when we have totally nothing in church is because he's my brother in Christ. So I don't know huku nje. Niko na watu huku nje, niko na wase, niko so close na huku nje, tunaitananga nini? Okay, I have some few friends and they don't call me sister awa huku nje. Nyinyi wa huku nje, I warn you, sisi tunaitangwa sisters. So yeah, so about love, I realize men pia wanaumia because you're putting your resources, you're putting your energy, and then someone just brother zones you. And I was trying to explain us what is this about being brother zoned. And I realized sometimes you do something to someone and they are showing you they are very happy, they are excited. Na wewe unafikiria zamani, unafikiria huyu mtu understand your feelings, anajua chenye msuggest. Then you realize mkienda huko nje and she want to maybe to introduce you to friends, or you've met with other people, then he's like, meet my friend Jogona, he's my brother in Christ, we fellowship together, or we work together. And down deep the guy is asking himself, wait a minute, I am brother, and the way I've been treating this girl. And you see now, partly I want to blame it on men also. Don't treat me well without telling me why you're treating me well, because some of us, we are used, by the way, to being treated well. Some of us we are used to being treated well. We are being used, our brothers, real brothers, well, wakuzaliwa, they treat us well. Our brothers in church, mimi niko na church, they treat us well. Our colleagues, so we are used to being treated well. So don't think that what you're doing is so unique. Buying me a gift, okay, don't receive gifts so oftenly. Hapo nayo wacha niseme ukweli, but hizi zingine like buying me lunch, buying me coffee. By the way, we also do that. I also buy people coffee, I also buy people lunch, I also buy. So this thing you call treating me well, don't imagine that I will automatically interpret that you want me to be your girl or to be your woman. So if you want me to be your woman, after you treat me well, tell me specifically what you want, to avoid that disappointment. And now I think, because this message was not for brothers, it was for sisters. Sisters, please, when you're receiving all these gifts, when he's treating you so well, mind about his feelings. Get to learn, get to understand, because as much as I'm saying that we get treated by many people, there is always that special thing someone will do to you and you'll be like, this is now not the normal coffee. They are going out of their way. And I want to now specifically address our sisters. Tuambiane ukweli, tuambiane, tusiwaste hours. Kube wanasikianga vibaya. Kube they feel hurt about it, their emotions. It's only that, wow, sika sisi, as we verbal, we talk it out, as we say it, we don't keep it in our hearts. These men, they feel hurt, anakanyangia tu ananyamaza because hawapendi, wanasemanga hawapendi drama. Sijui drama ni nini. Kama drama ni kuongea your things, I think I'm dramatic. So these men hurt. They have emotions, they have feelings. If you don't love him, if you're not into him, and especially if he has not said anything to you, but you can realize, you can see the way he's coming. Now wewe mwenyewe, you know, this is not this is not my choice. I don't want to say this is not my kind of a man. I just want to say this is not my choice. And you know, surely, there's nothing that is clicking between you. Stop encouraging him. Don't encourage him, because there's a way you can encourage someone, there's a way you can discourage them. Stop encouraging them to continue giving you these gifts. Stop encouraging them to treat you well. Stop encouraging them to use their money on you, because these guys, they have a heart. And just the way you have a brother, just the way you one time you'll have a son, or you already have a son, treat them the way you'd want your brother, your son, your dad to be treated by your mom. Yeah, so just let's have a heart. Let's not encourage, let's not make someone take so much effort and then we finally introduce them as our brothers but have been treating, and then we ask you, have you ever committed to each other? You see, now that one is I realized men have a heart. They are also hurting. They are not as strong as we think. They are only trying to be strong for the society, for us, because society needs strong men. We don't want sissies. So yeah, they start to be strong, but they're not as we think. Yeah, so that is my my message on that one about love. Tuache kubrother zone hawa watu wetu. Kama una brother zone, wacha akae kama brother yako. Vile brother yako ushindangi ukimwambia nifanyie, wacha akue tu real brother. Unajua, don't show him like he has a special place and then he keeps, and then you crush his heart and all that. Ladies, maybe I want to hear more of your reactions on this one, because I don't know where our brothers have failed, because I have heard it is happening so oftenly that they are being brother zoned. Maybe we need to have a talk with the ladies to ulizane nini hii imefanya hawa brothers they are not supposed to be brothers, but sasa wamekuja kuletwa as if they are brothers, to be treated as if they are brothers. Maybe we need to have a sit down with the ladies and discuss that. And brothers, don't worry, I'll come back to you. I will come back and tell you what sisters are thinking. Maybe we can help you to know why we are brother zoning you and what you can do so that we stop brother zoning you. Yeah, so that I think that can be the first part of this one, because I think this is a long discussion, because I also want to discuss about how men hurt in other areas apart from love, and they are not able to express it. Maybe just to add on this part one, let me add about maybe when they are going a painful experience, call it sickness, call it death, call it all that. I realize that most of the time, if someone has lost a loved one, tukienda kwa ile boma, or when we are interacting with this, we have a way of bringing the sisters, the ladies in that home close to us. We want to talk to them, we want to pray with them. Brothers utawaona tu huko nje ndio wanasaidia sijui nini pale, and we think they are strong. I've realized, I've talked to men, and I've realized men do hurt, but they keep it inside themselves because they can't. They told me, I talked to one guy and he seemed to be very strong, and I told him, I think you need to slow down, you need to listen to your emotions, and you need to find a way that can help you heal, because I think what you're putting on is not the truth. And he told me, yes, I can tell you it's not easy for me, but unfortunately, if I look to be this weak, and you can already see how my sisters are, how am I supposed, how do you think this home will be? So I felt his pain, that he's paining deep down, but then he's looking at the family and feeling, I have to be strong for this one. And then he says, I'm the firstborn, so I cannot fail this. So I realized men have pains, but now what can it be done so that you guys, you also allow yourself, if it's about mourning, if it's about sickness, you allow yourself also to go through the process, so that we don't heal as sisters, we heal and we leave you behind now fighting with your struggles, fighting with your emotions, with your pains. And tunafikiria sisi tulishatoka hapo, si tulikuja tukafariji and all that, si mlikuja mkatufariji and all that, only for you to be going through some pains alone because we are thinking you're okay. Me, I think this is my call. I think men, it's also good for you to learn to speak out. Speak out to your to the people around you. It is not weakly. It doesn't mean you're not a man enough when you express your pains. Doesn't mean you're not a man enough. In fact, I realize that because my call is, let's be real with our feelings. Because we will lose men. That's why men are getting into alcoholism, men are becoming fighters and violent in their families, they are becoming bitter souls, because they have some pains that are inside them. They have not gone out to seek for help. They have not allowed us to come close to them to help them. I mean the society to come to help them, because mumepose as if muko sawa na hamuyuko sawa. So I remember all along when I was growing up, just as I have been saying here, I've never thought that a man can cry, because I had not seen any man around my life. Wachana na boys tukichapwa, sisi wote tunachapangwa tunalia. But there is some point, even in school, like class 8 bado tulikuwa tunachapwa. But I realized those men, because by class 8 walikuwa najiita men mpaka wameenda through maybe circumcision and all that, walikuwa najikausha, haungeona sasa wakilia. At some stage in life, I think from class 6 kwenda chini ndio ulia hata wakichapwa shule, but from class 7 8, and I'm not saying it is wrong kulia hata nyinyi wa class 8. Actually, I wish you lia and let it out, because By the way, speaking still on the same, you realize sisi ladies tukilia, like tuseme ni shule mtoto amechapwa, wawili wamechapwa, a man and a girl, kagal katalia ka express emotion nini, maybe atakaende kaseme this was unfair nini, men wananyamaza na huyo mtu ameumia. What they do usually, that's why we normally hear maybe a teacher has been stabbed, a teacher has been I don't know what, because that man hajalia, ameenda na hiyo uchungu na amejifanya hajafeel, anajifanya ako tu sawa, but that person ameenda kuplan kikitu, unasikia unashindwa what they did that to the teacher, because they went, they carried out that pain. If only they expressed themselves, they cried, they showed that what has been done to me is unfair, what has been done to me is painful, I felt the pain, you see, and you realize that one helps to heal, that one helps us not to overreact, that helps us to live peacefully. Because now you see, like in the cases of schools, these boys will now do I will say overreact, because now when they start fighting teachers, maybe ameenda amejificha jioni, huyo mwalimu akienda nyumbani amechapwa and all that, these things has been happening, we have been seeing them in our media houses and all that. It's because men and boy child has been made to feel like they can't cry, they can't express the emotion. Ladies, girl child, today we are learning that boys also have their pains, they also feel, they have emotions, they have these feelings, and men, maybe my call would be learn to express your feelings, and it is not weakly to show that you pain.